Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. I'm super excited to have actually speakers on stage this afternoon. So for the one that attended my session yesterday, I had all speakers online, so that's nice for a change. So thanks for being here with me. So we are going to do a little role play this afternoon, I would say. So we have our very own Shark Tank, Dragon's Den session, how you want to name it. We have three very exciting startups with us this afternoon who are going to pitch. And we have three experts on stage that will help us figure out a little bit about mechanisms of pitching and feedbacking those startup pitches. So thanks again for being here. We have with us José Martinez, CEO of ADEX and Business Angel. So what's going to be your role this afternoon? So maybe
I will be a venture capital.
Okay, venture capitalist. All right. We also have with us Angele Giuliano. She's an entrepreneur, CEO of Across Limits, and she's an ESG ambassador as well. What's going to be your role?
Yeah, I'm going to be playing the role of corporate investor.
Corporate investor, all right. And then also there's Martin Tyre, financial expert. What's going to be your role?
I will represent a family office.
Okay, a family office on stage. So then, honestly, I just give the stage to our first startup, pitching. Get all their money. Welcome on stage, Mats Plecker.
So, good afternoon. My name is Mats Plecker, and I'm representing Hymeth. And we are more than an electrolyzer. We are a hydrogen production system provider. We are a company based in Denmark, and we are today 8 people working in this company. We do have 9 patents already founded, and 4 of them are only granted. So far, we have raised about 10 million euros, and as a starting point to be part of this green revolution within the hydrogen. So what is happening here to enable the green revolution within hydrogen? The present solutions that are available are not the long sustainable solutions because they are too expensive and they are too inefficient. And Irina have made an investigation here of breaking down what has to happen to make this technology affordable. And basically we're broken down into some elements here that you can see on this slide. And it's related to the cost of the electrolyzer, it's the electrolyzer's capacity, or let's say the efficiency of it, and the fuel, or how many hours you're running it, and the lifetime of the electrolyzers. And this is really the problem that we need to solve. And we, within Hymeth, we do have this solution. And our solution, we call it Hym, and it's basically the first electromagnetic electrolyzer. And it's a complete green hydrogen production system that you can see on this screen. On the top side, that's our solution. It's a single unit compared to the present solution that you can see on the bottom of this screen. So we don't use any compressor, we don't use any dryer to produce the hydrogen. That also of course, have a great impact on the capex. That is reduced then by more than 40% compared to the present situation, and it's also effect on the OPEX, the operation costs. And of course, it's scalable and a modular system, and it gives really a small footprint into the market on the CO2 emissions. So Hym means really a lower and more flexible capex, and it's really based on 3 components. It's based on our lower production costs, which is important. Remember, the cost is one of the important things. And we have a unique technology there. We are not using any rare metals. We're only using copper, iron, and nickel. We don't use any compressor or dryer to provide or to produce the hydrogen here. And it's, of course, it's stackable, modular system, so you can build it in different kind of potential that is needed. If you look on the other side, which is important here, is the costs on the operations. And what we have been doing by introducing electromagnetism into it, we have been able to enhance the efficiency to over 70%. And if you look on the catalysts, it's even over the 90%. And it's built on the unique of the very well-known non-rare metals, copper, nickel, and iron, what you basically can find anywhere in the world. So there's no problem going forward finding this, and it's also available in enough volumes. The introducing of electromagnetism also is enhancing the production and capability of the electrolyzers. And there's, as I said before, there's no need of compressors and dryers. That also brings down the operation costs. And we are operating at much lower temperatures that also enhance the lifetime of the components. So what we are asking for at this moment, we're asking for 2.3 million euros here to ensure that we are capable to scale up this and introduce these products to the market in rapid scale. And the team that we have working it is, you can see that here on the picture, the founder down to the left here, Suman. He has already done a long experience here and already patented more than 100 patents around the world here. And we have a broad mix here with people from everything from India, US, Greece, Poland, Sweden, Denmark. So it's a really nice fruit salad here and enhancing the skills that is needed to bring these products to the market. Thank you very much for your attention.
So can I start? Why are you so nervous?
This is the first time I'm standing in front of a big scene.
Okay. So you are asking 2.3 million euros. You are asking for 2.3 million euros.
Yes, sir.
And what's the enterprise valuation?
What is?
The enterprise valuation.
It's above, today it's about over 10 million.
Over, which means 20 or 10.5?
10, above the 10 billion.
But how
10.5 to be exact.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't understand your go-to-market strategy. Could you tell us more about it?
Of course, I will be happy to do it. It's based, it is based on two legs. It depends on the market segment that we want to address. We're basically addressing three market segments. It's the process industry, the power-to-X, and the wind and solar energy and grids. And based on these segments, we are going with distributors, and we are also going through, let's say, partnerships and joint ventures.
You have these people signed on already?
Yes, we have already orders booked from the northern part of Europe and also southern part of Europe. So it's a combination from power to X and also partners.
Okay.
I have a question. Who needs your product? I have no clue from your presentation who are your clients, who you're selling to, what is the price. Why is this the case?
So our customers that we're thinking of is customers that are related to the power to X, process industry, and also windmill solar energy to produce hydrogen, to enable to store hydrogen for other applications.
And you already have a customer or not? Do you have already a paying customer or not?
Yes.
Okay, so I understand your business. I think it's a great opportunity. I have the 2.3 million here in my bag, but the point is, what's the exit strategy you are looking for me? The exit strategy.
The exit strategy.
Yes.
Basically, there's two different areas that we are thinking of. One is of an IPO, and the other is to teaming up with an industrial partner in the longer run.
But that industrial party will buy my stock?
That's correct.
Okay, I need to know your IP strategy. You said you're doing 9 patents, 4 of them granted. Are there more in the pipeline?
Yes, we have more in pipeline. So that's one of the key points here, to continue developing and enhancing the IP structure of the company, because that's what will secure the future of the company.
But are you focused enough to actually get results, or are you like chasing the next chimera all the time?
No, we are going to continue keeping in with the same segment. We have already some additional products that we can use with, let's say, synergies with the electrolyzer that we're manufacturing, and also capturing the CO2 to produce synthetic methanol.
I believe that you will need much more money than the 2.3 million to get to the market. How will you protect my investment versus dilution?
That's almost an impossible question to answer.
No, it's not impossible. I want protection. I'm a family office. I want protection.
The best thing is what we can do to protect is, of course, being successful out in the market.
Thank you.
I would like to continue with Martin's question, because it could be an impossible, more than impossible question. I think it's difficult to ensure that it's going to happen 100%, but at least I would like to know your plan to deliver, let's say, that exit strategy. And one question more, when you said that an IPO or an industrial partner, that's after the 10 million that you are going to ask afterwards?
It doesn't necessarily mean to be 10 years. It could be after 5 years.
No, I said, in the presentation, you said 2.3 now.
Yes, correct.
And there is a next round of 10 million euros.
Yes, more than 10 million euros. That's correct. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
So my question is, the IPO would come after those 10 million euros?
Yes.
So
it will.
I know that I will be diluted before my exit.
Yes, you will be diluted after
just
that.
to make my calculations if it is profitable or not.
Of course.
Okay.
But hopefully we are capable to generate an increase of the valuation of the company over that time before we do the IPO or sign up with an industrial partner.
Okay. So I'm going to take 2 turns, this question and the previous one following Martin that you didn't answer. What's your real plan to make this happen in brief lines?
Our real plan is continue then further negotiation with the partners that we already have on the board, or let's say on the table, and finalize. It's industrial partnerships, it's joint ventures, and it's direct sales to distributors.
And what's your cap table looking like now? I mean, how busy is it?
The cap table, today we have 30 shareholders, and it's
30? 30 shareholders?
Yes.
That's a very busy space. I mean,
So
how will I get, if I invest, I want to be on the board. I want my voice to be heard.
Oh, that's great. You're most welcome. So,
but I don't want to fight another 30.
I mean, if you look on what we've done recently, we have enhanced and sharpened our cap table here with 13 funds, industrial funds, and also state funds, and also private investors and angel investors.
Okay, last question from my side. As family, we are very shy. We want not to be involved too much in the operations and managerial. If the investment goes sour, what will happen?
If the investment
goes south, what will happen?
Let's say the worst thing is that your value of the money will go down the drain, and how deep it will go. But hopefully that will not happen, because if you look on the market here for hydrogen is more than 40 billion euros. So I doubt that will happen.
Okay.
If you look on
Understand?
the people.
Last question, and then time is over. You don't talk a lot about competition. You're not alone in this field. What, in one sentence, is your USP that I should invest?
If you look on the patent portfolio, let's say the unique selling points that we're offering is exactly tackling the things that are the biggest hurdle here to open up the green hydrogen to the market.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I have to say, I pass in the investment. I think it's, if I include the dilution with the 10 million, it's too much for me. So I have to pass.
I will also pass. I mean, it's really complex, it seems, your cap table, and I really don't know how you would protect our voice there.
I say I don't pass, but for a family office, I want to invest 6 to 10 million, and I want a share of above 35%. We can discuss these terms, otherwise I'm out. Thank you.
Now you can applaud.
Thank you so much.
I think we passed that
Thank you
stage.
so much.
Okay,
Russ.
thank you very
Thanks
much.
for your time.
Thank you.
I must say I had to, kind of help myself back since we're in the middle of the interviews for the new cutoff, like not to ask questions myself, but thanks for doing the job. Thanks, Mats, also for being on stage. And now the next startup on stage and the next founder will be Baptiste Billoir. He's the CFO of Agent-Biotec. So welcome on stage.
Hi. Hi, I'm co-founder at Agent, and we are on a mission to defeat Alzheimer's by targeting the silent stage of the disease. Today, 50 million people are suffering from Alzheimer's, and without prevention, it will be 150 million in 2050. And the bad news is, by the time we detect the disease, it's already too late. With the current diagnostic tools, we detect Alzheimer's during the late stages, where the symptoms are irreversible. And if we want to deliver meaningful treatments to the patient, we need to detect Alzheimer's from the asymptomatic stage with a high level of accuracy and a simple blood test. And that's exactly what we're doing at Agent. We are a highly skilled team in neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and business. And we have convinced international research centers to give us access to plasma samples of people that have Alzheimer's dementia right now, but have been sampled up to 20 years before. So, how does it work? We take a plasma samples, we analyze 25 patented biomarkers, and by running a machine learning algorithm, we achieved a specificity of 98.8% and a sensitivity of 98.1% across all stages of the disease on the first proof of concept on 232 human plasma samples from France and Spain. So we're going to address two markets with this technology. The first one is the pharmaceutical industry, to include patients into clinical trials. Right now, they are using PET scans and a lumbar puncture to include the patient. It's costly, invasive, and not accurate. With Agent test, we could reduce the time of inclusion. And we could also increase the success rate of those clinical trials by better selectioning the patient population. The second market, the biggest one, is the MCI population. So people with a first cognitive decline, but we don't know if it's due to Alzheimer's or due to another dementia. It represents 5.5 million new tests each year in the US and Europe. And we're going to help people to get treated before it's too late, but also to reduce the cost of dementia. To quickly address those markets, we're planning, So the competitors are currently mainly focused on brain biomarkers, like A-beta and tau. So these biomarkers are biomarkers that we already know. And with this approach, they cannot detect Alzheimer's from the asymptomatic stage, and even during the prodromal stage, the accuracy is not so great. At Agent, we are using peripheral biomarkers, so biomarkers that are not modulated by your brain, but by your peripheral organs, like the liver, for example. And we combine that with AI to detect Alzheimer's from the asymptomatic stage with a high level of accuracy. To quickly address those markets, we're planning to partner with clinical laboratory networks like LabCorp in the US, for example, or Care in France. They're going to do the blood sampling and the quantification of the biomarkers. They already have the platforms to do that. And we're going to sell them the algorithms to make the diagnosis. So we could quickly spread the test in the US and in Europe. We're planning to start selling to the pharmaceutical industry in 2023. And our main objective here, of course, is to become the gold standard for Alzheimer's clinical trials. For the general population, first, we need to get the FDA approval and the CE mark, and we're planning to do that in 2024. So we've already raised 1.5 million of equity and 1.6 million of non-dilutive fundings. With this money, we're going to achieve a first prototype trained and validated on 750 plasma samples. So that's the current clinical validation. We're doing that with centers in the US, Europe, and Australia. And we will get the first result in Q2 2022. The next fundraising will be a Series A of 15 million euros to develop the final product and train it on 1,250 plasma samples by Q2 2023. And the second milestone will be to get the CE mark and FDA approval by Q3 2024. As you can see on the right, the M&A activity is pretty dynamic on the diagnostic industry recently, with some exits over $2 billion. So please, join us to defeat the disease of the century. Thank you.
Okay. Why is not the CEO here to ask for our money? Aren't we so important?
We are two co-founders. So Jérôme, who is just there, is a scientist, is a genius inventor of the technology, and I'm more the business guy. So it depends on the event, but we always
Understood.
divide the task.
I think 15 million euros is too much for the use of funds that you are suggesting. And even I think you are quite optimistic to get the CE mark so soon. What do you think about? Can you elaborate a little more?
So first, on the amount, if you look at, we are tackling huge markets, and we don't want to lose time to get there. So if we are comparing ourselves to, for example, the startup in the US that are doing that, 50 million is not so much. And the second question, the CE mark, it's not the most difficult to get, especially at the moment, and on the fact that we already talked to several regulatory agencies, and we have almost already the proof that we need to fight for it. So as soon as we get the proof, it's around 1 year, 1 year and a half. So by 2024, it will be okay.
What's the current valuation of your company?
So for the next round, it will be based on the results that we will get on the ongoing clinical trials, but we will be between pre-money, between $30 million and $45 million.
Okay, and you said you want to reach the pharma industry. How are you doing that exactly?
Can you repeat, please?
Sorry?
Can you repeat, please?
Yes, you said one of your two areas, one
Yeah.
is pharma and one is MCI. So let's start with the pharma. How are you going to reach them?
So we're already in discussion with some of them. I
Which
cannot
ones?
disclose name, of course.
Okay.
And there is not a lot of innovation on diagnostic in the diagnostic industry for Alzheimer's, so it's pretty easy to get in contact with them. And they're looking for the results on 750 patients sample before starting pilots with us.
Okay, Martin?
I think I like what I've seen, a great presentation. 2 remarks, your licensing model will take longer than you think because you need to have the laboratories and you need to publish a lot of papers. What is your publication going on and who is helping you there?
Yeah. So very, very good question. So first, we've got research collaboration with currently more than 10 international research centers. For example, Stanford in the US, Larry Boisier Hospital in Paris, and also in Australia. With all these centers, there are great professors in Alzheimer's dementia that are very well known, and we're going to publish with them the results of the ongoing study. So we're planning to get the result by Q2 2022. So I would say at the beginning of Q1 2023, we should get the publication accepted and peer-reviewed. So that's the strategy here. And then the next strategy will be to validate the product on other courts and to, at each time, do a publication on what we achieved to do. But yes, it will take time to convince everyone, of course.
Yeah, I want to go back to patents. Do you have any? Have you registered? How many?
So we've got one license, exclusive license, on the animal models that we use to pre-identify the biomarkers, and a patent that is 100% owned by Agent-Biotec on the biomarkers. So that's the main product. It's, we are the owner of it.
Okay, so you said that the pre-money was between $30 and $45 million?
30 and 45, yeah.
So $45 million is approximately 35 million euros, and you're asking me 15 million euros, so I'm getting 30% of your shares. Is that correct?
No, so if the pre-money is 30...
35?
No, it's just 30 million euros. So if you invest 15 million euros, you will get 33% of the company.
How many?
33% plus money of the company.
33.
And if,
3.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, I said 30. So, okay. The question is...
I heard 50, sorry.
No. Sorry for the mask. So, how many board members do you have?
None right now. It's only business angels. And so we don't have a board right now.
And what's the plan for me? Because I want to be in the board and I want to have at least 1/3 of the seats.
You will be in the board if you invest. It depends on if you, for example, if you're the lead investor, you will get a seat. If you're not, it will be.
Yeah, no. I thank you very much. I thank you. You allow me to be seated in my 1/3 company. My question is, what's your plan for the board? So do you have a board of 5 people, of 10 people, of only you and I?
No.
So how are you going to manage?
It will be 5 people at first, with someone that will be one of the investors, of course. I think Jerome and I will be on the board as well, and maybe another investor and someone from the outside.
So let's say you 5 people, I have 1/3, I can have 2 people plus you and the CEO 4 and another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm happy.
Okay, no, I don't like that your board is, sorry, not your board, all your team is basically men. So how are you going to change that?
So right now we are planning to hire more women, of course. Just to explain a little bit, we didn't choose to be only men. Just I met Jerome, we had 2 boss men.
Nature played a role here.
And after that, we knew the people that we hired, so we need to trust them. So it was the easiest way to start the team. But yes, the next one would be a definitely woman. And in the board, we would like to have a woman as well, of course.
Yeah, we will only invest if it's 50-50, you know, because of course the dementia and Alzheimer's, there's a lot of women patients there.
It's pretty easy. As soon as we invest, we could, because if you decide to invest, I think we will have already women that we were ready to hire. And so we would just need the money to do that. So
I'm a little bit surprised. I saw that a good friend of mine, Werner Langthaler from Evotec, is in your company. He has got 50 million, so why does he not invest? And why do you need new investors in? Why do the old investors, if everything looks so pretty, don't put in the money? Why do you need new investors?
Oh, because right now it's mainly business angels.
Well, it's Evotec. Evotec is one of the biggest fund, the most experienced fund, and Werner knows his business. So why is he not giving you the money?
No, Evotec is not the fund, it's the platform that we're using to develop the mass spectrometry assays.
Why does your existing investors don't give you the money if everything is as rosy as you say?
Because the existing investors, the only ones that we have right now are business angels. So yes, they've got a lot of money, some of them, but not enough to invest 15 million euros first. And the second answer is the fact that if we want to also to be taken seriously by the big pharma, we need to have market investors. And market investors come from VCs or family office sometimes when they're well known, or also corporate VC, but not only business angels.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is my industry. I like the product. I have the 15 millions. And I only have one request, is that your CEO becomes the chief scientific officer, and I bring a CEO that can bring the company to the next level. Do you want my 15 million euros or not?
That's not something that we are against. I mean, with Jerome, we don't care about the title. What we want is the product to be bring to the market. And if you've got someone that could be a good fit for us, it could be the CEO if he brings expertise, of course.
Okay, I'm interested then.
So sorry, time's up. So dear jury, do you just want to conclude super quickly? Like what would be your...
Yeah. We would be interested, but if we name the people who are running the show.
And we would invest if your existing investors co-invest with us.
They will. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. So we just tapped into the diversity topic. So Angela and I both are looking into that very much in the deep tech sector. So I'm very excited to have our next candidate on stage. We have with us Ivana Chaux-Jukic. She's the CEO of Active Solera. Welcome on stage.
Well, first of all, I'm very happy to be here today. I don't know if I'll still be saying this at the end of the session, but I'm very happy to introduce you to our innovation SMO solar process. We believe in a sustainable net zero future by smart, decentralized, and autonomous waste-to-energy systems. And we can make this a reality with our solution. What you see on the screen is a real-scale prototype of an SMO processor, which can use solar energy to turn any type of carbon-based waste into green energy and carbon recycling products. So why now? Sorry, I have a problem with my clicker. Half of European waste today is incinerated or landfilled. This goes in hand with heavy carbon footprint and dramatic consequences on the environment and people's health. Another sector which is craving decarbonization is also energy production, where electrification is key to greener future. However, renewable energy sources will take time and heavy investments, and here green hydrogen is definitely a good candidate to help this just transition. But hydrogen from electrolysis is still expensive, production is centralized, and it will take time to reach scale. But why wait? SMO has the solution today to offer both sectors simultaneously a powerful solution to turn any kind of carbon-based waste into green energy while acting as a dynamic carbon sink. Sorry. So waste to energy exists already, but it also comes with the heavy carbon footprint and high energy costs. And SMO is the only waste to energy solution which is completely energy autonomous, and besides green hydrogen produces carbon recycling products, all while storing CO2. So these unique benefits or features of SMO make it a highly profitable and adaptable solution, offering competitively priced products. The European market of renewable energies is growing rapidly, and unique features of SMO make it perfectly adaptable for sunny and isolated areas such as Mediterranean islands, which is also our first market. The growth, which is estimated for these zones, will be evaluated to 1 billion euros of value for this new market by 2030. So this is our mission. Our team is highly committed into making this a reality, into accelerating energy transition by offering a powerful cross-sector solution to decarbonize fast. So our team we have known each other for a long time. We've grown also over the years, but we've been working together since 10 years on multiple projects. We give each other some funny names, as you can see on the screen. But with our different profiles, we share knowledge, courage, and vision to make this a reality. And we never lose off sight our dream for a better future by starting and acting locally. So this is why we think that we're a perfect machine for the net zero race. To achieve our goals, we will build in 2022 a 2-megawatt pilot on the island of Cres in Croatia. In 2025, we will deploy by building 10-megawatt plants to reach our goal objective by 2030 to operate 12 plants in the southeastern Europe and taking 15% of this new market shares. Our commercial plants represent a capex which is 3 times less expensive than similar solutions. It is highly profitable, and payback period is very short of 3 years. The total cost of our pilot is 6 million euros, and we are asking for 1.6 million euros in equity, which will be combined with debt and own funds to build and operate this pilot. We plan a Series A fundraising in 2024 to finance deployment, and our exponential revenue model makes an opportunity of auto-financing scale-up. However, relying on external funds could really speed up our growth pace. So what kind of future do we all want? We want to be the magnet, the local magnet, and attract more innovation, more markets, and a more hopeful future. Thank you.
Maybe I start. I like the idea, but I have 2 major concerns. You're very CapEx intensive. You will need more than 1 pilot project to prove. You will need a long time to get on the market and you need a lot of money. So why should I invest now?
Thank you for the question. We already have a running prototype, which is running since 2016. And we believe that this pilot project that we will be building in the island in Croatia could really prove all the functionality of this technology. But on the other side, this technology has multiple products, thus meaning multiple revenue streams. So we are relying on this also to show that this technology can be viable even before reaching the readiness for hydrogen market.
I understand your part, but my part is, why should I get in now? What's the incentive for me? What do you offer me as a goodie to be one of the first investors into an venture that is last-longing?
We offer you, of course, a high share in the company for taking the risk. So there are two mechanisms we envisage. Either you can enter the capital for 20% of the shares, or we also can offer a convertible loan, giving access to interest and a reimbursement 3 times your investment in 5 years, or converted into shares.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like the diversity of your team, but you are all awfully young. So who has done this before? And if I invest, I mean, how will I know that you guys can run the show?
We are a young team. However, we also have, if you wish, older scientists and business people which have helped develop this technology. They are also part of the group. We are a team of 15 people approximately, and have diverse types of profiles in our team, which are all working together to make this story a reality.
Yes, but has someone really scaled up a company and exited?
The company has been financed mostly on own funds and by subventions for innovation, and this is how the prototype has been built.
No, I know. I'm asking you, who in your team today has the experience of scaling up a company, going, for such a high investment in a particularly difficult area, which is Mediterranean islands?
Well, we have some entrepreneurial experiences, and especially maybe I'll let Julie answer this question because she has more experience.
As Ivana said, we have startup experiences and various experiences. However, we will rely when scaling up on highly skilled profiles that we want to hire and to integrate in the story, because we know
But you don't have them now?
No.
You don't have them?
No.
Okay, I pass it on.
Okay, I'm the slow guy here. I didn't understand your business. I don't understand if you complete waste to energy plants or what. So let me understand one key thing here is, who the hell are your customers?
So our model is to turn waste into energy. And our revenue relies on several streams, because we can get paid for the treating the waste. And we also sell products, which are energy, of course, in the form of hydrogen or electricity, and carbon products.
So you are competing against existing waste-to-energy plants?
Yes.
Okay.
Our competitors are waste-to-energy plants, but our main assets are the fact that we are very low OPEX, because we don't pay for energy, because we are solar-powered. We have several revenue streams, and altogether this means a very highly profitable model.
Yeah, but the waste-to-energy plants relies 80% on the gate fee of the waste. So
yeah, standard waste-to-energy technologies do rely on this tipping fee. However, because our process is slightly different, we have high-quality carbon products which are market-ready and have a high value at the market already. So basically, this could maybe be some period where we could balance the hydrogen market and this pre-commercialization phase through the carbon products, which can make the solution viable on itself.
Okay, and your customers are, or your potential customers are, utilities, are industry?
With our carbon products, is that the question? With the carbon products, or?
Who are going to pay your invoices?
Sorry, who's going to pay?
Who are going to pay your invoices? Who's going to pay them?
So as we can produce electricity, then the distributors of electricity are definitely one of our customers. We can work with the PPAs. For the carbon products, there are some different potential buyers in the industry of food industry, drug industry, because we produce high quality active carbon, which is used for filtration. We produce extremely high quality carbon black, which is used for tire productions, electronics, so these are our customers.
Okay, thank you.
But each of these customers have to pay 15 million to have a plant?
No, we build and operate plants, and we sell our products.
So you will operate all the plants?
Yes.
Okay, that was not very clear.
Okay, I think two observations. You have a build, operate, and transfer, because at a certain point of time you need to sell your plants, because you cannot build 100 plants. No investor will invest in this. The second thing is you need to become a trading company in carbonite, which is very different in producing fuels and electricity. So you are something else than you pretend to be. This is a difficult pitch for family offices to understand, nor will I follow your market on the carbonite, nor do I want to invest in big capex. So sorry, I pass.
Okay, one last question. You want to be an utility, or you want to be a technology vendor?
Do you want to answer this?
So you answered me already. Thank you very much. I pass.
Yeah, talk to me maybe in 5 years when everything seems a little bit clearer, because at the moment this was very confusing. I'm sorry, girls.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Whew, I couldn't go up as fast. Thank you so much. And also thank you to all the pitchers for trusting us and also showing your, pitch deck on stage. And I hope there were also many investors online, and that also looked up and potentially you raised some interest there. So thanks, Baptiste. Thanks, Ivana, Julie. Thanks, Mats. And thanks to all of you. Do you want to just come up with a little conclusion?
Yeah, Jim. Each one sentence conclusion, you start.
Okay. Well, first, no offense. This was a role play, but I'm pretty sure that some of the questions that we asked today will appear in a real situation, not for you, but for everybody. I think they are quite real, and it is very difficult to do this in such a short period of time, but you have to get used to it. That's my practice.
Yeah, no, kind of the same to me. I think all three ideas have merit, but I think you didn't really portray them to what an investor wants to hear. I mean, you were telling us what you want to do, not what we want to hear, which is a completely different thing. So I think you need to do similar exercises, like with us, with others. In all the countries, there are networks of investors. They're not as scary as maybe we might look. so definitely, use the network and also help each other.
I think one of the observations is you spend a lot of time explaining your technology. As an investor, I give you technology, I will not understand it, but I want to understand what is the value you bring on the table for me as an investor. And I think all three of you, some area for improvement, because the value, the quest for value, you have not answered in any of your pitches. Think about the value you bring and the technology as a mean to deliver the value. But you're thinking technology and how to get money out of it. It's the other way around, unfortunately.
Thank you so much, again, to our pitchers and also to you. And, fittingly, the next session will be Startup Today, Unicorn Tomorrow. So thanks for being with us and have fun with the next session, which is starting in about 5 minutes. Thanks so much.
Thank you.